Hey everyone, it's Abra, and I'm back to give my 2 cents on Kor Drath, The Reckoning by Andy Smith. I was really excited to get this book. I'm more drawn towards the fantasy type of a story. And so this whole world really appealed to me. It has kind of a Conan the Barbarian kind of vibe with Kor Drath here on the cover. So Kor Drath, again, takes place in a fantasy type world called the Reach that was created. And I really like how this starts out. You have kind of this narrator that gives you a brief explanation about the story and the realm and all the players in the realm. And so there were these mythical type creatures. You have your elves, you have your dwarves, very similar to a Tolkien-esque kind of world or a Dungeons and Dragons kind of world. So the story unfolds, the world of man, so to speak. They kind of divided off into 11 tribes. It starts out here with a battle taking place, and you can just see how ruthless and devastating the barbarians can be to one another as each tribe is trying to vie for their own resources and everything. You have some of the graphic details here, but it's not too over the top. It's not something that you wouldn't see in a fantasy movie like Conan the Barbarian, for instance. The character here, the main character Kor Drath, and his king, or they call him Jarl, they have a successful battle and everything, but they're trying to figure out why this other tribe, the, I guess, snake kind of tribe, they ambushed them out of nowhere. One of the elements of the story that I enjoyed was Kor Drath. He could kind of get enraged and get this bloodlust. In a way, it reminded me of God of War, how he would just rage out and get into a frenzy and take out all of his enemies. There's some good action here. Look at that. Sliced his face right open there. Kor Drath's Jarl, or king, leader, he ends up sending him on a quest to obtain these dragon scales, or Werven scales. So they're going to use it in a spell. So Kor Drath and his, whoops, we got some boobies there. Let me cover that up. Kor Drath and his lady, they are sent on a mission to get the scales for magical purposes. Kor Drath's lady friend is from another tribe, the Black Eagle tribe, and her name is Adriana. It's Adriana. She can cast spells. She's a spell caster. She can set up like these flames here. She and Kor Drath make a pretty good pair in a fight. They run into some difficulty when they go on this mission. Kor Drath encounters a succubus. She ends up putting a spell over Kor Drath to where he's kind of stuck all evening. So when they do eventually come back the next day, they find out that there's this huge battle going on. Their people are being massacred, and they're all killed by this really crazy, evil knight-looking character here. He kind of reminded me of a character from Lord of the Rings, like one of the ring wraiths and everything. But it was really cool. His sword kind of gets this fiery glow, and his stallion breathes fire. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So the remainder of the story, Kor Drath vows to avenge his tribe, and he and Adriana go and try to set out to find out who this evil knight guy is who wiped out their clan, and figure out a way to stop him. And then you find out that the 4 mystical stones that were mentioned in the beginning of the book, let's see if I can show it down here, they're elemental stones, and they have great power. Magical beings possessed these way back when, but you end up finding out that they need to go on a quest, Kor Drath, to try to collect these stones and bring them together so they can vanquish the evil. I'm excited to find out where the rest of the story goes. And in true Andy Smith fashion, I really like his humor. He has one of those little ads at the end. So you have Kor Drath and Adriana in the nectar of the tribes. So this time it's for Axme. The story was fun. Again, even though it does end on a cliffhanger, it does feel like a satisfying adventure occurred. So I really enjoyed that. I loved how you had the opening in the beginning, which you know, kind of explained everything. It's not too much of a word salad. Everything was explained very well, concisely. So it sets up the whole world for you, and then it gets into action, which I really appreciated. The art felt old school, kind of has a almost, I'm not really sure, but I kind of felt like the old Prince Valiant kind of vibe from a comic strip. You get the details kind of up close, but in some of the scenes, it's going to be looser. So let's see, like for this panel, for instance, you know, because you're supposed to be kind of far away looking at the scene. Not everything is detailed. The pacing of the story I enjoyed. You have your bits of action followed by a little bit of time to kind of compose yourself. I like that, but I like how they tied in the ending of the story to also the tabletop aspect of the story as well. One thing that did kind of take me out of the story a little bit, and that was some of the dialogue. It felt a little too modern. On the whole, though, I think the dialogue felt as though it were that, you know, fantasy type of dialogue. My dog. All right, are you gonna be good? You gonna calm down? So yeah, overall, I think the dialogue worked really well. I liked the spells and everything being cast, and they give you translations. So that was really nice. Really enjoyed that. Other than that, I really enjoyed this story. I think this was an excellent fantasy story by Andy Smith and Dennis Turner, and I am looking forward to for when the follow-up comes out. I loved this cover here. This was one of the many various covers that Andy had for Kor Drath. This was fun. Kind of has, again, that old school comic book vibe and that old art style. The coming of Kor Drath. And quality is very good. So those are my 2 cents on Andy Smith's Kor Drath. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care.